friends, welcome. A little bit later of a start this week, but we'll be good for a couple hours of City Skylines fun nonetheless. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic Sunday. Got some good news for everybody. You remember how, first of all, it's upside down. Remember how we could never unlock any of these tiles because we didn't have enough population? Well, I gave up and went and got a mod. And now we can buy all of these, up to 25. Which we will do at some point. I don't know if we're going to do it immediately, but we're going to have access to a really large amount of space here. So that's going to be something we're going to get into today. We can keep expanding all of our different areas, everything. This is the northern boundary of the map right here. It can't go any further north than this. Can't go any further east than this, I believe. But everything else, we have this corner will get unlocked. This little mountain right here will be the northwest corner, and then it'll go all the way down here. Another tile that we can't see because we haven't bought any of these, but we'll get there at some point. So we got plenty of space. We got a lot of traffic problems, though. And that is most likely because we really only have one way in, one way out to this entire area right here. And it's just a regular 4-lane road. We don't have any streetcars here either. So what we need to do is we need to be connecting stuff. I don't think I want to do this as a through street, just because of all the single-family housing and stuff in here. But I also don't think I want to put another cross street right around here, because this is going to get really backed up if that's the case. More blimps, yeah. We already have too many blimps for the stations we are currently using. They're just always lined up. Way too many blimps. They're just not high enough capacity. I guess I could have tried to get an asset that was higher capacity, but we just never did. So good news, though. This, I guess we can call this the technical college, is completely maxed out. There's nothing left to unlock. We can keep giving them money for different research grants and stuff, but I don't really think we need to. So now we can focus on this university, the actual university, growing that and getting stuff put in a little bit better light. We can expand our areas here and figure out what in the world we're going to do with all of this down here. I did say previously I wanted to put the airport maybe right here. I'm thinking maybe instead we put it on this island all by itself, because this would be pretty close to the zoo. And you wouldn't want to put a giant airport next to a zoo. That'd be a little much. Just a little bit. We've got all sorts of other stuff we can take care of. I also got a couple other mods like this ploppable Rico, which allows us to manually select buildings that go into different types of zones. We got a whole bunch of these things. So we can make areas look a little bit more realistic. Not so many of the cartoony buildings that are coming with the vanilla game. Yes, Island Airport is a great idea from an aesthetic standpoint and also from a realism standpoint. Although I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to require us to make runways. I think it's just build your own kind of thing. They have a minimum length. Let's just see for right now how long it has to be. Oh, it's not in an airport area. Okay, that's not going to work. So we'll do that later. Never mind. Yeah, there's lots of room here. I hope it's big enough. We'll see. We've got to unlock everything, and we have to be careful when we unlock stuff, because if we come over here, this, I can't get to it because they haven't unlocked the tile yet, but this interchange gets really backed up. And as soon as we get that in the city, that's going to be part of our traffic problem, and we're going to have to rebuild it. But basically, we've unlocked everything in the game. I just said, you know, forget it. I'm not here to waste time trying to get to arbitrary population milestones before I can just place random stuff. So, we're just going to stick with that. That being said, yeah, now we have every single area of the map completely unlocked. We just have to purchase it. So if we build that, now we can see, come all the way down here. We also have this giant island way down here. Not entirely sure what that's going to end up looking like. May or may not want to really get into that too much. But I think we'll just go ahead and unlock all of these. Because we have the money, we have the ability to. There's no reason not to. Everything except this thing. Because we're going to need to figure out how we're going to replace that interchange, because it is very low capacity, very bad news. If we come over here to actually zoom in on it, you can see it's not super backed up now, but it will be, and this is like the worst possible interchange in the game. You think the giant island might be better for the airport? It might be, but it's also kind of far away. But that would mean we could expand this into like a proper big boy downtown kind of thing with a second set of beaches and everything. So that could be fun. And it would actually give us a reason to have our freeway come all the way down here. We do have this kind of nice section here we could also tap into if we felt so inclined. There's lots of different stuff we can do. But the biggest problem we're going to face immediately is, of course, going to be this interchange, but we do have options. Got interchanges that I downloaded from Workshop forever ago. Unfortunately, we just have the three-way intersect. We just have this basic thing that is trash. It's really bad. Not high enough capacity whatsoever. But it is only a T intersection, so pretty much the only other option we'd have would be to make another one of these kind of things. Which, you know, seems to work well enough. It's just not super high capacity. Should make a new access on the new highway part you unlocked. Yes, that would be one of the things we'd be doing. We would have this highway come all the way down here, cross over here, and then probably actually just stub into this highway. Make it kind of like a bypass almost. We'll see. I'm not a traffic engineer. I really and truthfully do not know everything about how all this stuff works. So for the time being, let's go ahead and just buy this so we're all done with land purchases. We're all good to go, and then we can attack this. We do have train line right here. As far as I can tell, that is completely unconnected from this. I think they're completely separate networks, so we probably don't need to worry about this. I wonder if, yeah, the double river inlet, I wonder if this would be a decent place to put one. Not sure. We'll have to figure it out. I don't think I can copy paste this because of the land slope being different. But if we can remember how we had this all set up, we might be in decent shape. We're also going to want to move our commuter rail. Maybe redo this so it can go all the way across east to west. I don't know, we got a lot to play with. Got a lot of different stuff we can be doing. These blimps are insane, and I wish they held more people because this is kind of ridiculous, honestly. Yeah, see, this is already starting to back up a little bit. So until we have time to properly, you know, do anything about this, I think what we're going to want to do is just upgrade all of these to 2 lanes. Just because we can, even though this makes this super ugly. It does increase capacity, and we can safely ignore this for a pretty decent amount of time. So hopefully that doesn't become a problem. So what this also lets us do now is expand this whole, I guess, suburban type area. Can be its own thing. And then we'll have to deal with other traffic issues. But the streetcar network can expand. That's probably going to be our primary means of mass transit in this area, at least getting around the area, not having to worry about going between places. We also have our commuter rail here. And I'm not sure. Yeah, see, there's so many people waiting that we really need to have more than one train at a time, but this train that we're currently using, the bi-level commuter train, has too much of a capacity to be running more than a couple of those. So I went and got a couple other items. I got these DMUs. Stands for Diesel Multiple Unit. And what that is just two little train cars. This one's going to go away, and then we'll see these other ones come in. But it's going to be two little units coupled together. It'll hold maybe about 90 people, I think, is what the capacity is. But we'll have 4 of them going. It'll be slightly lower capacity than this single train, but it'll be a lot more frequent and should make it a lot easier for people to use. So you can see right here. We'll follow these guys around for a little bit. I guess we can go on turbo speed. Yeah, so, you know, nothing crazy big. But it is, I think, a little bit better size to the route. And we can have a little bit higher frequency, which people always appreciate. And we have 4 sets of these, and they're just going all over the place. So I gotta get off of that. See, it's not as full, but it'll be better eventually once everything gets figured out. Why am I still in that mode? I need mass transit. There we go. Yeah, see, there's 175 passengers, and now there's a lot fewer waiting because they have more access immediately to get on a train. So I think what we'll go ahead and do now is kind of expand this area a little bit. We can keep building more and more stuff over here. I don't think this is... Oh, this is streetcar. It's two-lane streetcar. All right, we'll do that. Or, I'm sorry, tram tracks, not the streetcar. Some people get very particular about what you call these things. We have that set there. I don't think we have anything going north of the main street on a tram network. I think we just kind of have this all set the way it wants to be. And then I don't need this to attach to a node. Toggle snapping. If I just have this... Oh, it's not going to let me, is it? I thought it would play nice. But I guess that's not the case. Am I going to have to just redo this, or am I going to have to suck it up and not have it be straight? Maybe Anarchy mode will help us there. Not quite. Hey, Kurt, welcome. We're just chilling, breaking the game. You know how this stuff goes. That's one way road. I'm trying to figure out how to connect this. I guess it doesn't... want to play nice, so we'll just force it. So that is streets on the outside. There we go. All right, problem solved. So now we have another street here. And I think we'll need to do the same thing here that we just did. Nope, still in curved mode. So now we have a cut through. Oh, still having fun with the Bioshock, huh? Glad you're enjoying that. So this should help our traffic a little bit. Once we have more of this stuff taken care of in a little bit better of a position there. Oh, that's not quite long enough, is it? So let's just extend that a tiny bit. There we go. Now that's all connected. It's an ugly grid. You are correct. But it's our ugly grid. And that's what matters. So probably we'll just end up kind of doing a similar thing to what we had in the other side here. Missed stream last time. How's public transit? Public transit's doing good. I don't have Metro in... I think this is Metro. Yeah, I only have Metro in this area, and this area. I have not expanded it up here. That's part of why I had the commuter rail, because this is not really theoretically dense enough to support Metro, if you want to be realistic. But this area would be, with all of the development here, and the interchange with the above-ground train station. Who knows, as this area grows, we might be able to justify that. We'll see. Oh, dead people, huh? Yeah, the lore in BioShock is interesting. I think might be the safest way to describe it. Could be appealing to different people, I guess, depending on your personal political views. I think it's a nice cautionary tale, personally. Alright, now we have this. Looks all ready to go. We're going to continue. I have this set up. Yep, there we go. That's all commercial. That's all commercial. This front side will be all commercial. And then I think, yeah, that's how we had these outer roads were all set up as commercial. So that all of this gets to be residential. And the way you do this way, you have this central street right here is not really that great of a commercial cut through unless you're trying to get to one of these places from one of these places. But it keeps all of the residential traffic in roughly the same area. Kind of separates it out so that people that are driving through the town wouldn't really go through this. Unless, of course, they're trying to get to one of these places. The main road, this 4-lane, to get up to the train station, should people still want to go up here, should be fine. But now we have all these cars have somewhere they're trying to go. And I guess we have to figure out where they're wanting to go and why so we can fix it. No, the blimps are still spawning seemingly completely randomly. We really should have no reason to... Well, okay, why are people mad over here? Is that a power problem again? No. So what is the reason for that? Our garbage processing status is not great. We should probably fix that. So hopefully this is the end of the blimp spawning. Nope, never mind. Here they come. I don't know why they're like that. I think it's just a weakness inherent in the blimp transportation network that they can only carry 35 people at a time. And we have so many more people trying to ride the blimps. No, I don't need more stops. I need more routes. But that's the problem, is the blimp routes can't all use the same trunk lines because, well, if you have a look at the pathways are set up, the blimp lines can't all use the same trunk lines because they just queue up behind each other. So even if you had another blimp stop that kind of diverged from this, they'd still get stuck on the same flight path. They can't just randomly decide to go around something. So you have to make an entirely separate second loop, and that's too much. I think for the most part they're fine as they are. They just kind of get bottlenecked. And that's unfortunate because the design of the blimp stops does not allow anything to bypass. It has to stop at the blimp stop and then go back up. There's just no way to get around it. I'm not making another blimp loop. We're just not doing that. It is entirely too much nonsense. Now, one thing that we haven't done is we haven't really put any office zoning in here, I don't think. This is all pretty much just regular commercial. Well, okay, there's some office up here. But there's not much over in this area. And I could, I guess, put some here. I'm trying to avoid zoning on the direct edge of these arterial roads. So if I were to put in offices, they'd have to pretty much just be in a place like this. Which I guess would be convenient next to all these high-rise apartment buildings. But starts to become a problem when you don't have any access over here. Am I open to being bribed? I don't know. Depends. The problem with the blimps is they just... You have to have so many units to actually get any amount of capacity. Like the same amount of capacity that one of these trains, these little tiny DMUs, the pair, holds 90. That's 3 blimps. Okay, well, technically 2.5 blimps. And these can only queue up one at a time. They're extremely slow. They go, what, 50 kilometers an hour? And this guy, actually, if we go into first-person view, that's a mod that I downloaded. The perspective is kind of skewed, but these guys can go 150 kilometers an hour, which actually isn't a very realistic top speed for these things. They really don't ever go that fast. So maybe we need to adjust our speed limits here. Pick another car. All right, well, if I go to the front car, nope. It still puts you in the back car. It's different mods working together that didn't really ever work properly, which is a shame. These other trains are probably okay with these rip-off Shinkansen models. Probably could actually do 150 kilometers an hour just fine, but these little tiny DMUs, no. They don't need to be going that fast. So they realistically probably would not go any faster than about 60 miles per hour. So we'll make all of this network 60. Give them a fighting chance to be slightly realistic. There we go. But I don't think I can adjust the speed of the blimps, because that doesn't even show the blimp lines, not even a tiny bit. So they're unfortunately always going to be slow. So we'll first person one of these guys. Let's see if I can figure out which way is front here. Yeah, so they're just capped at 50. It is kind of cool to get a blimp eye view of all this, though. But now you can see the problem. We're just waiting. That's all we do is wait. That traffic is actually quite poor. I think we need more streetcars over here. But in terms of passenger capacity, they're just really, really not efficient at all. Oh, we got an achievement. Oh, that's right, because I also turned on the mod that just allows you to get achievements, because I've been playing without achievements for the past 7 years. Not this game. I've already done all of them. It just isn't getting credit for it. Yeah, but this is very, very much not an efficient way of getting around the city. More shoujo bubbles. Yeah, there you go. I don't think we'll be seeing too many of those. So I think what we'll need to do over here is put in more office capacity, because look at all this industrial stuff. We need to be careful about the transit, though, because we haven't really been expanding much. Let's look at the trams. Because right now we just have the one loop connecting this area to this area, which is fine. But we could definitely use some more stuff. So now I got to decide, because we're not going to have any streetcars on the main road. That would be too weird. So really the best I can do at this point without having something else go somewhere would be to just have a loop kind of going around this way, and I don't think that's what we want. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing ever, but who knows. So I think what we'll do is we'll just have these go around like so. And then we'll start another line going around the other way, right in front of the school. Well, right here might not be the best spot to have another stop then, if that's the case, but whatever. We have a stop on the other side, so we'll do that. More streetcars will help. See, that's my problem with the blimps, is they queue up too much. And they can't go through a station without having to stop. And you can't double track it like you can with a train. It has to be a completely separate stop. Because if you have multiple lines converge into the same stop, they're all going to use the stop, and then that makes it completely useless. Traffic getting any worse over here? No, that's fine. Alright, so how are we looking here? We still need more students. That is the problem here, isn't it? Anyway, I was putting in some streets over here. Try to avoid connecting too much to the main road. If I come in like this... Yeah, this is like the completely boring, safe industrial park street layout to maximize what you can put there. But we can put in some parks and stuff. And if we have plazas, we have plaza with trees, plaza... Okay, well this is not very creative now, is it? Okay, that's a little smaller. I wish I had more options. I guess I should have had something else here. What was this one? Oh, basketball courts. Don't care about that. I can't remember. All the stuff that I've downloaded, I just got so much. Sunken Plaza is, well, it's sunken. I don't think that's really what we're looking for. Small park is actually pretty big, so I guess we'll just go with a regular plaza. We'll just go right on the corner here. And we'll just put another one right there. That's fine. I am going to connect these with a pedestrian pathway. There we go. So now people can actually walk in, and we do have the streetcar stops up here. So they don't have to walk all the way around. But now this can all become office. And I believe we don't really have very much in the way of actual development coming right off of this side of this street. So it's probably best to put in some commercial here. And then the entire inside of this can all be office. We do have a streetcar access from a couple different lines, actually. There is one stop on the orange one. Yeah, right here. And then, of course, purple goes all over the place. But, of course, we do have... Oh, the traffic's actually not terrible over here. Okay, now it's kind of bad over here. Look how full the parking lot is of our definitely not a Kroger store. That's pretty cool. I do wish we'd get a little bit more traffic on these commuter rail lines, but I guess we're not quite there yet. And now the funny part is this farm area was so isolated from everything when we first started that now it's kind of actually really close. So it's not looking like it's super farmy anymore. Do you guys think the sequel will have blimps straight away, or are they going to risk literally no one buying? I don't know. I definitely feel like the sequel is going to be a lot more serious looking, just from the tone of the trailer and the assets that we've seen. So that would lead me to believe they probably will not prioritize whimsical type things. But who knows? How full? 51 out of 90. How many people are on this? 0, really? Okay, that's the wrong car. Let's click on the first one. See what the tram's up to. How many people are going to get on? So far, no one is on the tram. 3 people. Okay, here's a lot of people waiting to get on. Okay, now it's 12. So maybe not a lot. But it still counts. Did they just go straight through the other one? No, this is actual streetcar stuff right here, is when the car is in the way and you can't go through it. Because some idiot was parked in the wrong spot. Now we're stuck, because this idiot in the Range Rover was in the middle of the lane. Okay, you can see the problem when the traffic is substantially bad, the streetcars are not always the best choice. So all that means is we just have to figure out a way to eliminate these vehicle trips. So this guy lives all the way over here, and he's going to that high school. Why is he not going to this high school? It's not full. That's what I wish you could do, school zoning in this game. Because in the US, that would not be a thing. This high school would be only for these students. This high school would be only for these students. I know other parts of the world, high school is treated more of like a free application. Go wherever you want. If you get in, you get in. You have to figure out how to get there kind of thing. Which I guess works in a society that has robust public transit. But in this kind of a thing, no. Definitely doesn't. I have some things I could offer as an explanation to why he's going to another school, but that's banned in the chat. Yeah, I think I have an idea what you're getting at. We'll stay away from that. Look at... Why are all these people up here? Where are you going? You're a tourist. And you drove all the way down here. Why? Uneducated adult tourist. Yep, that seems about right. So, if you live here and you work all the way over here, why in the world are you on this little access road to a parking lot for a high school? That's just bad traffic management. That's what it is. I guess people really want to park somewhere, huh? Now, that's the part of the game that doesn't really make that much sense, is how the AI people, it probably isn't even really AI, but they just don't make a lot of sense in how they do. Look how tall these office buildings are. I don't think it was supposed to be this dense over here, but here we are anyway, I guess. And people are driving in and out. Looking fine, I guess. Probably, realistically, could use more parking. We just have this little parking lot right here. That's not working. Look, the time traffic lights, I just have no idea how they work. And I feel like that would just make it worse if I don't know what I'm doing. The problem is people are trying to get places they shouldn't be having to go. And now in this Did I ban heavy traffic in this one? No, I just banned high rises. Automatic installed one. Why are we not getting any more university students? Alright, so if I were to do automatic traffic lights... It's like, I don't even know what any of that is. I feel like that's a waste of stream time, because that's not going to be beneficial for anybody. No one wants to go to a university that has no blimps. Well, I guess they are using the blimp stop, but that's probably only because we don't have a monorail here anymore. Only 16 people using the train station, really? I'll tell you what this university needs is a train station. Because we have this whole train network connecting here to... Does this actually connect to here? Can't remember. Alright, you're going to insist on the time traffic lights, huh? If you hover above the icon, it shows the key combination. I don't see anything at all relating to that. Hidden under the box. Oh. Oh, control click. Alright. Failed to create TTL because junction is part of a timed script. What? Maybe it's because it has a streetcar. Alright, so if we did everything on this main road as a timed light, is that actually going to help? I don't know. Alright, let's click back on this guy. Well, I have no idea if this is actually improving anything or not, but I guess it's doing something. So this is the big one, because that's like the main road. Now, if this was smart, it would let the streetcars go first before traffic goes. And it seems like it's trying to do that. But the cars are in the way. Well, I guess it's doing something. 73% traffic flow, and the worst in the whole of the city is this area right here. Well, that's pretty bad then, huh? Yeah, we gotta figure out a way to stop making all of these people drive everywhere. I feel like it's probably only going to get worse the more we build. Not really going to be much of a way to fix anything. We still don't... We have fewer students now, actually. Which really shouldn't be a thing, because we have more residents over here than we ever have. I don't know. What about... So we actually need more capacity. I don't want to build these ugly default elementary schools, but these are, like, huge. These other ones here. I also have this one. Different elementary school. We don't have to be super, super fancy all the time, do we? Well, I guess the elementary school stuff's okay. High school availability seems to be fine. University capacity is way higher than it needs to be. I guess library capacity is okay too, but we don't have enough libraries in terms of actually putting things places. But I don't know where else I could put one of these, because all of this is so built up already, and you'd want it to be in a spot where it would be accessible. But if we're going to continue expanding this that way, then it would make sense to put a library somewhere like right here. What kind of, oh, those are all residential? I wonder if people have ever been eminent domain for a library. Well, let's find out. These people should like the idea of having libraries. Should actually upgrade a lot of these houses. Now back over here to timed traffic light land. Has this improved our traffic situation at all? I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. What is that bus icon? Is that, come one, come all? Is that the free public transit? Now, why did I do that? That's costing me so much money. Well, it's not like I need the money. I'm trying to incentivize people to do that anyway. I wonder how much of our problem is all these office workers here. I don't know. So you would think this would be fine. It shouldn't really matter that much, right? I think our big problem is people don't have alternative routes to get places. So the only north-south between these two roads is here and then here, so that anyone trying to get to any of these other places can't cut through. But we also don't really want them to cut through all the way, or do we? I don't know. Does it really matter? Probably shouldn't be overthinking it so much. So if we just put in a cut through here, would that actually improve things, or would it just make stuff worse? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's not really any good way to speed this up at all. So I guess we just have to wait. It seems like it wants it to be better, though. This also is a terrible interchange design. Probably should not have duplicated it down here, but I also didn't have any really better option, really. The city's not really big enough for an airport, but I do like the idea of having the airport on this big island here. So if we were to do that, where's the, here it is. So the deal with the airport is it has to have everything be entirely, completely flat for the airport zone. So whatever point you start at is where it's going to automatically level everything else to. But I don't know. I guess right here is the highest point on this little island based on the contour lines. But I think we'd want it to be closer to the average of all this because soil availability is a thing, I guess. So if we make this big... Yeah, see, look at that. It's like scouring out all of the land. Of course, this doesn't seem like it's really costing us. Ah, too much soil. So we have to actually backfill. I always thought it was kind of a weird mechanic. So I don't have anywhere to put the soil. Oh, I could just pay to get rid of it? Oh, that's so cheap. Goodbye. Alright, so if we make this... This will also alter your waterways too, so you got to be kind of careful with that. And I think it'll let you go outside the map too. I don't know that we really want to do that. So what's going to end up happening here is this is going to turn into kind of an artificially shaped, weird-looking island because of the whole automatic terraforming thing. So we probably want to kind of establish that first before we go too far. So maybe we want to put in some keys or something. I don't know. Yeah, too much soil that you could pay to get rid of it. But I don't want to alter all of these, I guess, existing water areas. We just kind of want to turn this into its own a little spot here. So what we might end up doing, yeah, if I get out of that, like, see how nice and flat this is? Perfect for building ridiculous looking airports. If we come in here with our landscaping and our key stuff, water structures, flood walls, sea walls. Let's see what's actually going to let me get away with here. So if I have that be perfectly straight, see, it says it's not going to let me do anything unless I have shoreline. That ends up looking okay. You're also not going to have people walking along the perimeter of an airport. That's not something they're even going to remotely let you do. So maybe we don't want to use that one. Concrete highways. Why are those in the keys? I think I said that last time. Concrete walls, metal walls. Gonna need a blimp stop at the airport. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I could have picked the decorative one. Oh, well. I don't think that matters. We're probably fine. I think what we're going to do is go into our landscaping tools. And don't need it to be crazy strong. Just kind of, generally speaking, even this out a little bit. What in the world is that? A ruined house? Okay, well, that's an interesting little thing that we're going to immediately delete. Let's see. So I want this to be at least somewhat lined up. I know that's kind of the hard thing, right? Is figuring out how all of this is supposed to work. We'll see if it causes any tsunamis over on the other side of the town. I think if we have that come out like this, come to a point right about here, then I think we can end up making this look kind of realistic. At least compared to other things I've built in the past with the airports you guys haven't seen. It is kind of obnoxious. Alright, so that's like that. We can leave some of this in place, but definitely this area right here, I'm thinking would be a great spot to put a runway at the very edge, which is why I want that to be straight. But we'll see. Let's go back into our airport district mode. Here we go. I just wish there was some sort of easy way to just have this be completely straight and not worry about it. Because it always wants to make this whole area completely flat, even at the expense of the borders looking good. Which is kind of funny, honestly. Because now if you go all the way out to the edge with your airport zone, then you're actually going to alter the shape of the coastline here, and that doesn't look great. That's why I wanted to put the keys in. And that's why I think we're going to have the rest of this fitted out like the keys section over on the other side of the bay. But I think that's okay for now. So let's go back into here. And then hopefully now that this is a little bit more set up nicely, can I get this to curve? Yes. Oh, that looks like not family-friendly word. Can I get this to connect nicely here? What? Why are you like this? Alright, well, if that's going to be the case, I guess I just have to keep on moving this out a little bit. They're not? Oh, that's right. I was using the that's a seawall. I'm not smart enough for this. I've always picked the wrong thing. Well, this simple one is fine. We don't want people walking on it anyway. Alright, that looks pretty good there. Alright, we'll come back and clean this up in due time. That's a little too close. Okay, what if I guess we just leave that at 69, that's alright. Come in and curve this whole thing around. Okay, I have to go a little bit further out. Let's try 40. That doesn't look terrible. Yeah, I think we can be pretty happy with that. Let's fix our levels here. Alright. That looks pretty snazzy, although this is not quite what I'm looking for here. That isn't either. Okay, hold on. We got thunder outside. Hopefully that doesn't mess with my power at all. Alright. That is looking pretty nice. I think we can leave that as it is for right now. Let's see. If we go to the airport area. Now the question is going to be, how long is the minimum length for a runway? Oh, wow, that's it? 50 units is the minimum length for a runway? That is so hilariously short. That is way short for an airport runway. I think I don't know how long the airplanes take to actually, you know, take off or land on these things, but in real life, these things would be 2 miles long at minimum at a major airport. Which, obviously, in the scale of a game like this, isn't really a distance that exists. It would be probably most of this area right here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just completely ridiculous. Now, if I were to... Okay, so now it actually tells you meters if you hold down Shift. So, this would be 1,500 meters. That's 1.5 kilometers. Which is not even a mile long. Oh, man. Yeah, like, at a small local airport that only has, I don't know, like single propeller Cessnas or whatever, the runway's still going to be like 5,000 feet long. At least. So, suffice to say, this is not the most realistic depiction of a of an airport possible. But we'll go 200 units is 1,600 meters. We'll just roll with that. That's fine. I love how it only keeps these runway markings on the one end. So it thinks all runways are one way. How many ounces in a mile? Couldn't tell you. Oh, look how bad this traffic is now. See, this is what happens whenever we have any sort of density anywhere. It just doesn't work. And how many people are queued up at this blimp stop? 442. I bet I know which. Yep, it's this one. These people can't all ride blimps. The blimps are not high enough capacity to be a realistic solution. So if we have one runway here, you really, in City Skylines, it doesn't really care if you have more than one. But for the sake of realism, we would want to have more than one, except I don't think I can cross a taxiway. Nope, can't connect. So I have to only have connections. I can't have any in the middle. They have to be at the very end. So this is kind of the problem here. Let's see. Can I have this? I guess what I should do instead is just have this come out. Yeah, 81 meters is not even as long as a regular, like a jumbo jet would be. I don't think. I think it might actually be close. Like 260, 270 feet-ish. I don't know, but I'll do more than 10 units in between runways because that would be crazy. People would have less than that. 20 units seems like a... And these are one way. Like, taxiways in real life are not going to be one way. They might be temporarily, but... I don't know. So this is where this starts to become kind of a problem with the limitations of the game. Now, if I come out this way... See, now it thinks the space is already occupied because I put a taxiway here. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. So I can't really, so I want them to be parallel. I actually don't even know if this is completely parallel to the key wall. Oh, okay, it's actually pretty reasonably parallel. Alright, so if I do 10 units here... and then 10 units here. And I can measure some sort of a distance here. Yeah, there we go. But now the problem is going to be... Well, actually, I guess I should just do this and then turn Anarchy on. It's probably the best thing to do. Right now, because then I will get the line up aids right here. So I can actually have this one. Oh, so even with Anarchy on, it's not going to let me do this, huh? Okay. Well, I guess I have to just go this way then. Okay, where's my 210? It's probably good. So this one is a little longer, but turn off Anarchy. Now we can have these properly connected here. So why does this one not have the end markings? Is it too long? And why can I not delete this now? Alright, that's weird. Now I don't know. Now I don't know what to think. Alright, so the problem we're going to run into with access to the airport is you're going to want to have the road not cross the runway, if at all possible, and not be in the approach path too close. So the closest we could probably get the interstate would be coming through here, across these two islands, and then having some sort of an access road that comes over to this area, and your terminal would all be down here. So I don't know exactly how to go about all this. Oh, now it will let me do this, huh? All right. Well, let's oh. All right. Is it really going to make me do this? All right, let's break out the fine-tipped pen. Expand this out just a touch through here. Try to get it not to re-terraform the land. That's going to be kind of difficult. It would be nice if I had some sort of key to lock my mouse from only going one direction. But I don't know what that would be. Or if that... No, get out of here. If that even exists. So I think we're just going to have to kind of deal with it. I need to do a little more over here. All right. That seems to work okay. So let's try this again. Let's put another runaway in. See what it lets me get away with here. So now I can come all the way. No? Still? Okay, 200 units. But it's not giving me the perfect lineup here. No, because the whole thing is not correct. Not correct. Okay. Can I start at something like this and then increase like a regular road network back here? No. Okay. Can I increase the length of this? No. It has to all be in one. City Skylines, you have made this very difficult for me to try and do something correctly. Let's try this again. Start right here. All right, how long is this? 200. If I make this 200, it should be okay, right? Okay. So if I can come out here, oh, I can just turn the grid on. Where's the which one of these is grid lines? This is another mod I just downloaded. I think it's hider or whatever. No, I don't want contour lines. I want grid lines. Or is there another hotkey for grids that I... See, I don't want a zoning grid. I want like a building grid. Could you copy paste? You know what? You're smart. I should have just done that this whole time. All right, let's... There we go. Hello? What? What in the world? What is this? No, you're not going to call it anything because it's going away. There we go. So maybe move it is not the best way to go. I think what's going to happen. This is what annoys me about this. I'm going to have to just guess positioning here. It's not going to behold me to anything here because I want it to be that spot front to back, but I want it to be... I guess we'll just try this and see what happens. All right, 200 units. If I go there, how close is that to all of this? And if I have, okay, 21 units, 68 degrees. You know, it's not perfect, but I don't think we're going to get any better than that. Use regular road as guidance. Do you think we could actually get better doing that? Because this kind of works. Kind of works. Not totally in love with it, though. So if we were to do that, can I... So I want to just select this entire thing. I want to move this a little bit further that way. I don't know that it's going to want me to actually connect all this with regular roads. But if I do anarchy, it shouldn't care. There we go. So if I have that come out that way, that could be the end there. So all I have to do, I'm not going to have these go opposite directions. That's not how that works. But then I can use the markers from this thing. I think I just have one 5-unit distance. I can just come back here and start this here. And then just have it connect up right to the very end. Assuming that's actually 200 units. Oh, are you serious? Come on, it's 199? Really? Really? Alright, what if I start one back? Okay, so if I did that, then delete the guide roads. These should both probably be a little bit further back here. Alright, so now they're paired. Paired and move it. There we go. Oh, but now the markings are, for whatever reason, the runway markings here are not in the correct spot. Those, you'd have another set of these on the other end too, so I don't know why. I don't know why this is like this. So why is it missing the correct markers here? Well, I mean, it matches that one, so I guess I just have to have the match here. This is way too close to the end. So if I have that match up to the end of that one, then I can do the same thing here. Well, it's not perfect, but it works. It's close enough for what we're trying to do. So now this needs to be attached here. 61.2 degrees, 23 units. Hey, look at that. Look at that. So the whole one-way in, one-way out airport thing really bugs the crap out of me because that's not really how airports work. But at the same time, what are you going to do? There's not really anything you can do. We just have to put up a whole bunch of other decorative stuff. Figure out taxiway routes and all that. So what you'd end up doing, these are actually different different slopes. I should have fixed that earlier. What we'll end up doing is having to create some sort of like a maze that goes kind of all over the place in between a bunch of different gates to accommodate all the planes. Which is, again, not how a real airport works, which is annoying that that's how this one does, but not really much else you can do about that, with how this is set up. So all the planes come off of these runways at the very end here. Can't stay today, might stay lurking for a bit in order to fall asleep. But I gotta go. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. It's not going to be a super long stream, so you're not gonna miss out on too much here. But thanks for being here. Appreciate you as always. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll upgrade that to the other way, one way. I wish it was not one way, but here we are. So now we have these coming out this way, all the way up here. We're going to have to put in probably a terminal going out in the middle here, and then figure out how else this is going to fit. It's going to be kind of weird. Just kind of always is. Let's see, we've got classic airport terminals. We've got two-story. We've got large terminals, and of course you can do whatever you want here. Modern or ultra-modern. These are kind of ugly, the ultra-modern ones. So what is the regular modern ones? Modern Concourse Hub. Ooh, Metro Network, huh? Okay, well now this is interesting. So it actually lets you have separate concourses, huh? Because if they're connected underneath, and they don't have to be connected each individually by roads, well now I'm intrigued. Because it looks like they're just metro areas to connect each one. The classic one, of course, these are all some sort of weird looking hub thing. I don't know, do we have any opinion about which airport style design we like here? Because that is the this is the classic one. Arrivals, departures on separate levels. I'll just lay them out so we can decide. The modern one looks like that, and then ultra modern looks like that. So this is classic, this is modern, and this is ultra modern. Which is funny because this is something that they would have built in like the 60s, and this is something that they would build now. So ultra modern being used in this context doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it is what it is. So if anybody has any opinions, would appreciate input. Other than that, I probably honestly would go for the classic one, because I think it has the most character to it, most interesting. Just became Monday here, and I will close my blue eyes for tonight. We'll study this tomorrow. Hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. I think the classic looks a bit nicer. Yeah, that was my thought process. These are just, I mean, they're fine, but Circle Hub looks better. Yeah, so the good part about that is we have, that would be the classic design hub, which I think is quite nice. Like the little hub and spoke kind of thing. So we could have this in the middle of the airport area and just have connected with metro. So you can actually have an airport-only metro. We have, one of these is an airport metro station. Where is it? Elevated metro, metro, elevated metro with shops, underground metro, large underground metro, metro. I don't know. But the point being, it's supposed to all connect together. Yeah, so I think we'll go with this. So we'll go back into our airport area. We have the option to do just the classic small terminal or the large one. What is the difference, actually? It's the... does this still have the two levels of road? He says pushing the wrong keys. No, so this actually only has one level. Well, we want the bi-level. Anyone who's ever flown into or out of LAX will be very familiar with the two-story departure arrival model. LAX is a horrible airport, but it is nice to have departures and arrivals on separate floors, whereas, say, at the Atlanta airport, which is where I've flown in or out of most of my life, because that's where I grew up, has everything on one level, and the departures and arrivals are on a separate end of the terminal building, so it's kind of chaos to get in and out of there with the car. Designing the Atlanta airport? Not necessarily. I happen to think the Atlanta airport is an extremely good design, It's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. But it is a pretty good design. I'm not going to be able to do 4 or 5 runways just because that's way more than city skylines cities ever need. I love that you're playing City Skylines. This is the best part of every Sunday. Hey, well, thanks for being here. It's always fun. Just sit here and enjoy playing the game with people. So I think what we're going to have to do... Oh, that's actually lined up perfectly good. We're going to kind of create like a terminal complex down here. We're not going to fill the whole island with just plane stands and everything. But if we put in, say, like right here... Okay, the sounds are kind of annoying. But we can actually extend all this. It's modular construction. We can come on to the end here. And we can have this kind of come down this way. And then, was it is it 135? Or is it whatever the opposite angle is for this? Maybe it's 145. I think that's what we're looking for. Come on. That should be the same angle going back and forth. I don't know. But point being, this eventually can get connected into different spots. We've got the concourse hub, which will connect via these, what do you call them? Metro stations. So we could actually have a couple of these in different spots. And of course, there's also cargo. Cargo can come in, which we're going to want to connect to trains somehow. But our cargo rail doesn't really work nicely with the forestry vehicles for whatever reason. Bought the game yesterday and been playing for about 5 hours. It's highly addictive. Yes, it is. It is extremely addictive. Oh, I can't change this until I have an aircraft stand. All right, so let's see what else we have to do here after we get past all the terminal buildings. Okay, so we have parked planes. What is this? Fuel stations. Yeah, so we have to find out which one of these are actually the ones you can use. Parked cargo plane. I don't want parked planes. I want the actual aircraft stands. Oh, they're up here. Okay, so you have small, medium, and large with the jetway, and they actually snap to the building like this. So this is why you would have, like most of the airport concourses that you'll see, and especially like Atlanta has, they're all completely straight, and they have to, I guess, just be as efficiently spaced out as possible. So that's why you'll see they have all this extra space onto the side. And it's really annoying. Again, I know I've said this a billion times. It's really annoying that these are all one way, because I feel like that's kind of a waste of space. But if we have this, I think it'd have to be a medium stand here. Yeah, to get everything to line up nicely. Let's see if I can get this to get a little closer. Yeah, so this is actually pretty similar to what you'd see in a real airport, just things kind of attached wherever they'll fit. But now the problem we're going to run into... It's not going to let me put one on the corner here, huh? Oh, no, it will. This whole prefab thing doesn't really fit well with how they have the other stuff set up. So we might actually forego this large terminal because it has this weird curve on it, and that just makes everything really complicated. So I think we can still use the other one with no penalty as far as capacity goes. The 2-story is still going to be able to hopefully do everything we need it to do. Like, there's not really any real difference. Oh, I'm sorry. The large terminal has an attractiveness of 80. Well, it's not going to matter. Make sure this is actually the correct orientation. Yeah, so if we do this, we can't have more than one of these, which is too bad. But we'll put this guy here. We can just expand either way. And then have another one of the central hub things. But yeah, see, this can go all the way down here if we want. We'll have to end up moving this around, of course. But then we can find one of these things and stick it way out here in the middle and be completely fine. Can actually have this go straight up and down. But I'm going to have to see, does this... Oh, look how perfectly that angle lines up. Let me tell you. That's cool. So if I did that guy here, what is the size of the aircraft stand I can attach to it? If it takes all larges, that would be fantastic. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at us go. Now we just have to kind of match everything. I love how there's already an airplane there, despite the fact that nobody can actually, you know, get into the airport yet. So that looks kind of cool, with all these things kind of surrounded like that. The problem we're going to run into is going to be all these taxiways, because they have to be, again, really dumb. Hello? Excuse me? How? Alright, well that's kind of weird. So I think what we have to do here is just kind of figure out how these are all supposed to connect together. Because that is kind of the hard thing about doing all this. They really had somewhere to be? Yeah. I think that's what it was. They just couldn't wait. And it's too bad we don't have... Well, okay, well, I guess I did unlock everything, so we can build everything all at once. But we can also put in elevated metro stations, bus... I'm not taking a bus to the airport. That sounds horrible. These will attach directly to the concourse, which, of course, would be why you would extend this all the way out here in the first place. We just have to make sure that this goes into the correct side here. So the closest rail we have built is right here. There's no other connection on this side of the map at all. What is this on top of the... It's like some castle kind of thing. That's kind of neat. So now I got to decide where I'm putting train station. I can't put it this close because then the road's going to be in the way. But I also don't want it to be super far off. Cargo airport terminal obviously isn't going to be connected to this whole thing. It's a separate deal. Airport cargo train station, headquarters building, aviation museum. I don't remember that one. Cargo airport roads. All right, yeah, we'll deal with all that later. Cargo aircraft stand. I don't know. I feel like we want to have this kind of close, but I also don't want to have a huge, ridiculous, long terminal thing, because again, that wouldn't be really great looking. But I do like the idea of having these islands if we can figure out how to get the traffic in and out of those. Would be nice. It's just kind of a weird way they make you do the taxiways. I had a game, oh, I don't know, 20 years ago. It's called Airport Tycoon. It was one of those, like, really low-budget, kind of bad-looking games, but it had a lot of charm. It was actually Rockstar, the same people that did GTA and all that, were one of the developers on the project. That's how long ago that was, when they were actually doing something that wasn't GTA. But it would let you just put taxiways in, and the planes would just use whatever taxiway they could get to go anywhere. You didn't have to worry about one way or anything, and it wasn't a huge pain. So now I'm trying to think. No, Airline Tycoon is a different game from Airport Tycoon. Unless it had a different name in a different part of the world when it was released. In which case, I could be wrong. But as far as I know, the game was called Airport Tycoon in the United States, Air Mogul in the UK, and Airport Inc. in other places. Objectively, a pretty bad game in terms of actual like quality of development. But it was fun. It was pretty unique. Haven't really found anything like that since. I wish I could have this actually lined up without it being a huge ordeal. Yeah, Airline Tycoon is about running an airline. That's definitely not what I was playing. This one is like all about airport design only, and you couldn't really do anything relating to an airline. I think this is lined up. Let's find out. So the large aircraft stand comes up here. Now, if this is correctly placed, is it though? It's very close. So let's just move this just a tiny bit, see if that helps. A little more. I know there's no reason for me to be doing this, but here we are. That's fine. Okay, so this is... I think that'll work. But the problem with how this is set up is, again, you have to only go one way around the whole thing, and that is probably going to cause us a lot of problems. I'm not making taxiway peanut roundabouts. That is assuredly not happening. Now the other problem is that these aren't all the same setup here. I can't have them go anywhere else. Maybe if I had both sides connected kind of like this, they'd be better. I don't know. It's just going to be kind of a pain. Let's see if I come in this way. Is that gonna... Oh. There's no way. There's no way this is actually gonna, like, let me do this, right? Okay, that's actually kind of neat. If this ends up working out at all. That would sure be something else, huh? So if I had this come out like this, then just intersect with this line here. It's kind of a neat little wheel shape. And then, let's see. I guess I have to come in... Oh, it's not going to let me, is it? So now I got to see how I'm going to be able to get this... Ah, it's not going to let me. Not going to let me. Alright, well, can I... How am I supposed to connect all this, then? Or do I just have to have a straight-on, straight-off kind of an intersection here? I think that might be what I have to do. But then you have to have a one-way only connection. This is probably way too complicated for what we're trying to do, isn't it? Because if I just had this, delete the long straights, connect them later, that might be what we have to do. Yeah, let's try to get this all hooked up first. Alright, that doesn't look bad. Objectively speaking, though, this is not good airport design. But we'll just let it happen anyway. See what happens. So that might end up causing some interesting problems, but we'll see what ends up happening here. I can envision there being just some sort of apocalyptic level of traffic trying to get in and around all of this, but what we'll have to do now is connect these together. That's not going to be... So I don't want it to be curved like this. Get out of here. We'll do medium aircraft stands down here on the main terminal, and then, of course, these can be separated. We wouldn't have anything actually connected this close to the runway in real life. They'd have to be completely separated free zones. But I do think we can have this connect all the way out here. And then they'll be able to rejoin going down that way. I just want to make sure I have enough connections to where if something does have to be put in here to where they can actually like navigate around, then they can take alternate routes. There we go. There we go. That's going to look nice there. I'm actually going to get rid of this leg entirely here and redo that. Come all the way down here to about 80 units so I can actually connect. There we go, and I'll just flip these around. Alright, so they come off the runways here. They can either come in on this one or this one. They come in, they enter here, then they can enter this circle, or they can continue on and enter that one. Greetings. Welcome, Ace. Giant airport. I guess in city skylines terms, yeah. In real life terms, this is like only half the size it should be. These runways are not long enough at all. In terms of actual in-game length, these are less than a mile. Whereas a regular airport would have, for jumbo jets, would have at least 2 miles of runway. But we're not there. I spent forever trying to figure out how this was supposed to work. Alright, we don't want to clog stuff up. But I think we also want maybe cargo area down in this section. So we're going to want to make sure we can get rail in here. It's kind of a hostile environment for rail, unless we had a separate line come up through the mountains or something. But that's also not something that would be happening. I love how planes can take off and land completely vertically. Yeah, that is unique, isn't it? It's something, all right. Now, why does this have... Okay, that's parked planes. I don't care about that. I'm trying to put in... Oh, I can still put stuff here. That's fine. Wonder if that will change in the new game. I hope it does. I always like things to be a little bit more realistic. Small planes. Let's actually go ahead and get rid of all those. Small aircraft stand would probably be a little bit more at home here. Right up next to the terminal. Just want to get these as close as I possibly can. So you have all those little commuter airplanes and all that stuff. Which, of course, have to be all connected by these dumb one-way taxiways. Which is certainly a choice that the game developers made when they wanted to have all this stuff set up. Because I can't even put stems coming out of here because it's only one way, so they have to directly connect. And then all wait to leave whenever stuff comes by. Alright, now the medium ones are taller, so they're going to cause problems with that as well. How many do I have here? I have 7. It's probably fine. We'll just put a couple more here. It's not going to be anything too terribly huge. Just want to make sure this stuff actually connects to it. So that's 3. Let's see, can I get 4? Come on. Let me connect here. Alright, so 4 of those. I think we'll extend our concourse a little bit here. So I don't know if the cargo stuff has to directly connect to the concourse or not. I don't think it does. Fuel station has to just connect to one of these things. I don't think it actually matters. It's just an attractiveness thing. Freely inside or snap to taxiways. Okay. So that is something that you would see kind of midfield at a place like this. What is that? Airline lounge, huh? Aha! Yeah, that is something we can stick in here. Once we have everything else figured out. Didn't really intend for this to be an airport stream, but I guess that's what we're doing today. So that's 5, 6, 7. If I can get it over here. Come on. Let's extend this out. And then I think we'll just have this go right to the center of here. Go out another 10 units, why not? And then that is where we'll put our, where is that thing? Airline lounge? Yeah. I think we could probably put multiple of these. Do they stack? That'd be cool if they did. Alright, so that doesn't look amazing like that. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Then on the other side of this, we have some other stuff we can place. We've got airport hotels that have to be just on a road. I think in terms of the other stuff, bus station, metro station, train station, those could actually all go over here on this side, and then this side over here can be something else. But we do have to make sure these are all actually connected correctly. We have to leave room for the cars to get in. Let's see, airport metro station. If I start that there, oh, why is that above ground? A metro station should be below ground. Oh, that's elevated. Duh. That is my fault. I want the below ground airport metro. Is that even a thing? Or did I just get had? Alright, well what about this metro? Yeah. Okay, this is elevated metro, metro, regular metro. So I don't have anything else. Really? What about my DLCs? Okay, sunken bypass, dual sunken island, elevated bypass. Well, that's kind of a neat looking thing. Stadium station, that's Railways of Japan. I guess I don't. So it really has to be elevated? Seriously? That's kind of annoying. Because then I can't cross my networks. Airport train station. Yeah, so if that's the case, then we're going to have these actually spread out, because train station's ground level, which is fine. Oh, I'm going to move this so it's actually not move it mod. I can actually correctly move it. Line up more or less directly with the airport lounge, I think would be nice. Nope, wrong way. Yeah, there you go. So now I got to deal with the metro tracks being elevated for no reason. That's so irritating. So I'm not going to be able to get these to go underground in a long enough space here. What a pain. Oh, I'd have to have I guess I'd have to have this on the other side, wouldn't I? That's kind of the problem with how this whole expansion is set up. It's like they put a lot of thought into it, but they didn't put that much thought into it on how things like this actually function in real life. I know to keep coming back to it. The Atlanta airport has integration with the Atlanta metro system called MARTA that is directly integrated, just like this, directly integrated into the terminal, and it is an elevated station. But it's not like a separate building. The train track just goes into the terminal. And it's directly integrated, and it ends up looking, well, I think it looks nice, at least. So we have train over here, then we have metro over here. That would leave me the space to just kind of either come across this way or just go ahead and leave it down, and then I got to figure out how to get the... Is that actually a bus lane? Oh, taxi and bus. Good. So that looks at least a little bit better that way. So let's put our taxiways in. And then I can't even have these connect here, which is hilarious because of how this is all set up. I think I'd have to actually move these to the side a little bit. What a pain. What if I anarchy? What if I did that? Yeah, it's probably fine, right? No, no need to be alarmed. We'll find out, I suppose. All right, so I don't think I want to have a separate line of taxiways here just for these. But I'm kind of curious. So if I have that set like so, I can just reverse. I think that should be okay. It's not perfect solution. If it's terrible and ugly, why are there so many dead people? What are we missing with all of the death? We've just completely ignored all of this. Why was this abandoned? Okay, it's not going to tell me, is it? Abandoned why? Because... Nope, never mind. So is it just an issue with the death care? 'Cause I could, Oh. Yeah? Okay. Cemeteries are full. Why is the Vision Works Eye Care Center in the, Okay, that's fine. I guess we need another large advanced crematorium, don't we? These are kind of ugly over here. Oh, I don't have anywhere good to put this. Smaller crematoriums then, I guess. Oh, we only have one over here. That's probably why. Yeah, let's put it right next to the high school. That sounds great. Train station, university, no. Is that something I can stick? That's a park. Let's just put that there and see what happens. Maybe it'll help, maybe not. We'll come back to that later. All right. They can study the bodies. Yes, they actually do. That's a very, very frequently common thing. I got to figure out cargo. So we got cargo road. We've got cargo train terminal. Airport cargo terminal. So it's actually a completely separate thing. If I put this here, that's the cargo road. Okay, so that needs to be rotated correctly here. Cargo aircraft stand. Airport cargo train station has to be placed roadside, but it can't be placed... Oh, this is complicated. That is the only cargo thing. Okay, let's rotate that. Because I think we can have enough space here and have this set up to where it's not going to be completely impossible to get airplanes in or out. I may have kind of screwed myself with this, though. I don't know. We'll see. So if I have this as a completely separate thing, we have the trains, passenger trains right here. So the cargo rail would need to be somewhere kind of in the same vicinity. Depending on how traffic works, it might even be a separate line. So I could see the train stuff actually coming in from over here, which would mean we would have to have roads put this. There's just so much to build all at once. It gets kind of overwhelming after a certain point. So if I put that there, that's strictly speaking is not a terrible placement for that, but it's not a great one either. So if I were to kind of center this a little bit more where this taxiway is, see what the cargo aircraft stand, that's apron. That's a parked plane. I don't want that. Okay, there we go. So the cargo aircraft stands, it only has the one size. So I think we want, if this is cargo road, we want this to go pretty much all the way up here and then have this, depending on how this is going to fit here. These are a little easier to place. All right. That might work okay, depending on where we end up placing stuff. Again, the problem with the one-way in, one-way out thing is that they would have to all come in here and then go out that way, or take a separate route to get in here and then out another way. It just really is not a not an ideal situation. Have to leave, almost 1 o'clock over here. See you next stream. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We're going to stop pretty soon anyway. Probably got to be out of here about 7 o'clock my time. So unfortunately, we're not going to get all of this all hooked up, ready to go today, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. That's what happens when I don't plan my time out correctly. Because I don't know if I'm in love with the idea of having all this right here. Yeah, so I think we're just going to have to, for the time being, kind of abandon the cargo stuff. I just hate that I can't get more done in these things. It makes me feel kind of annoyed. Because we have to fix this network. We have to fix all that. This really is something that, and it's part of the reason why I didn't want to do Cities Skylines videos in the first place, was because if you do unedited videos, no one's going to watch those. But the whole live stream thing is more appealing because you can actually interact with people in real time. But if everything we did today was just videos, this would already have been 2 videos where we get almost nothing done. Like, no one's going to come back to watch that. Nobody wants to see that. So that is annoying that that's the way it is. We have all this. Jeez, what a mess. I guess we just need more cemeteries and more crematoriums. They just keep having people die. What a pain. So I guess we'll just kind of plop one of these things wherever, because it wants me to put one in. I guess this whole area right here isn't really covered at all with a crematorium, is it? I can't really just stick this anywhere, can I? Although, probably, if it was going to be a thing in a town like this, would be on a major road, so I guess that's okay. We just stick one on the corner here. Yeah, see, look at this mess. We got to do something about this, and I don't know how to fix it. And, of course, this disaster we'll have to do something about next time. But yeah, I'm pretty much out of time, unfortunately. I apologize. We didn't really get too much done, but still nice to be able to see you guys on a Sunday. Hopefully you're having a good rest of your day. We'll come back to this. I would really, really like to do more streams during the week. It just depends on my availability with everything else I've got going on. So we'll have to leave this for next time. But again, thanks for being here. Hope you have a good rest of your week if I don't see you in another live stream. Got videos coming out every day this week, unless something terrible happens. But let's just plan on seeing more Ostriv tomorrow, Timberborn Tuesday, Kingdoms Reborn Wednesday, Timberborn Thursday again, Ostriv again Friday, and then same stuff next weekend. But yeah, that's all the time I got. Have a fantastic week. See you next time. Bye-bye.